Yeah, we got time for like a 30-minute ep.
Yeah, hello everybody. We are here, podcasting on this fantastic start to summer. It actually feels like spring for a change at the beginning of summer, so that's fun. How's everybody doing today?
Good. I mean, well, last Memorial Day, it was just cold and rainy. So, it is a nice change in that direction.
It's warm and stuff.
Warm.
We have the air on. It's nice.
Everyone's got their... I hope everyone got their memorial workouts in, or are going to get the memorial workouts in. I've gotten several.
I've done a lot this month. What does my watch say?
What does the Fox say?
43 workouts, 28.1 hours, 33 miles.
There you go.
Is that over the lifetime?
May.
Or just May?
It's in the month of May.
In the month of May.
Yeah, that's just 1 month. Lifetime. Can't hear.
Yeah, I'm on pace for a 500 plus mile a year. That'd be good.
A year? That sounds a little light for you.
Yeah, it's like a little over 1.5 miles a day.
Yeah, that's a little bit more normal.
I mean, I'll probably eclipse it, but you never know.
If you want to, detail what your actual workout is, what is everybody's Memorial Day workout? I've been doing a 50 burpee a day circuit as like a buy-in to whatever workout I do. So I do a warm-up, 50 burpees a day, and then some form of body weight exercise.
Okay. So Saturday, I organized and ran a Memorial Day event that we had people from 13 people from 4 different states show up. On the other side, while we were there, and then 77 squats with your ruck, 77 push-ups with the ruck on, 77 you take it off, then 77 deadlifts with the ruck, and we pulled it high, and then 77 shoulder presses with the ruck, and another mile ruck to close out, which we did to get to the next workout spot. So then we rushed from there back to the French Soldier Memorial, which is on the way back towards the docks. And we did a modified version of the hero workout, Kalsu. Kalsu's named after the NFL player Robert Kalsu, 1970, who All-American offensive tackle.
All-American.
He basically was basically a Pat Tillman. He got drafted to go to Vietnam. He was offered a deferment to keep playing in the NFL, and he declined it. He declined a deferment to stay and play football to go serve in Vietnam, and he was KIA next year. So Kalsu is a standard Kalsu is 100 thrusters for time, but at the beginning of each minute and at the beginning of the workout, you have to do 5 burpees.
Ooh.
We were running tight on time, trying to make that 2-hour window back. So I cut it down to 2 burpees every minute on the minute. And then, so we did 100 thrusters with our packs every minute on the minute, 2 burpees. And the longer you took to do thrusters, the more burpees you had to do. Wrapped that up, got back to the docks. So we ended up rucking about 5 miles plus 2 hero workouts. I ran a mile and a half before the workout. And then I rucked again yesterday, half the time, which is 30-pound pack, the other half the time. It was 2.5 miles. My daughter got on my shoulders, so there's another 45 pounds, so I had a 75-pound ruck, basically.
I was going to say that was like another 40 pounds.
Yeah, so I found the weight at which when I ruck, I start sweating. 75 pounds. It gets real heavy for a while. And then today, me and my buddy Dennis Chutoy, we just did a 3.5 mile ruck this morning, and then in a little bit here, I'm picking up my sister. We're gonna go down to the park. We're gonna hit a month, which is 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, 1 mile run.
So mine wasn't as elaborate as yours.
Yeah, if you wanted to know Memorial Day workouts and how I typically work out, this is kind of what I do on a weekly basis.
It looks like I only had time to walk twice Oh, no,
There's a lot of people out there that should walk twice.
Well, I walked Saturday, and then I did a half an hour of my core strengthening exercises. So that was mainly what it was.
But you did something. That's what counts.
And I walked a 5K yesterday.
Yeah, it's not just like walking to your fridge.
No, these are
Hopefully, everyone's had all the good food so far.
Yeah, I smoked a brisket yesterday. It turned out okay.
You didn't invite Smoke Show?
No, because I didn't want him to tell me how to do it. I wanted to figure it out myself.
Oh god, yeah, that would have been a lengthy conversation.
Well, you gotta wake up with a crack acid on, and then you gotta make sure the fire's completely right.
And what kind of wood you got? I got the apple chips, but you could get the maple chips, or maybe get the oak chips. And if there's what kind of brisket are you looking for? Are you something a little savory, a little tender? My God, I'm just smoking it. Shut up.
Yeah, at Smoke Show, I got the cheapest brisket I could get because I want to test the waters first. Then I'll get me a nice piece that I had. It was
Where'd you get that nut butter?
So there's a place. What the fuck is it called? What the fuck is it called?
Aldi's?
Pretty much.
It's EW Beck's.
This works.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love that place. I went there not too long ago, but remember we actually went up there I think like one time to get a Nintendo. Like we went to like two different like retro game stores, and then we went to like Ellicott City and then that place.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a little like creamery. It's called Firehouse Creamery. And that's where I got the nut butter at.
I want to name someone that. I need another FNG. Oh, Ronnie came Saturday.
What?
Yeah, he showed up.
Wow.
So we had two FNG Saturday. We had a guy come from the capital as an FNG who has a like 3-year streak of running at least a mile every day.
Oh,
so his name is Streaker. And then Ronnie, because he's a balding architect, or he had an architect thing, his name is Costanza.
Nice.
I was like, yeah, that's a good one. That was a good one. I was like, I didn't say what we were talking about on the way back because we were hit coffee at Rise Up right after as usual. And I was like, I didn't want to say what I usually call him because I don't know how PC it is anymore. And Fred was like, you mean Chocolate Thunder? I said, yeah. He's like, I think in small groups is probably still fine, but we probably want to avoid a group of like 15 of us where there's 14 white guys calling him Chocolate Thunder. Yeah, might be bad.
It's all about context. No, read the room.
Yeah,
you could just call him CT the whole time.
yeah, right.
Just turn it into like an acronym.
Except CT means something else.
That's something really bad with in my mind. I don't want to say it online.
Because it just means cock tease.
Oh, no, it's worse than that.
Molotov.
I was gonna say Can't Thunder, but replace the only vowel.
Wow.
Good lord.
Moist.
Whoa.
Moist maker.
I told you it was worse.
Jesus.
Just flip them then. TC. If you ever want a guaranteed way to get to sleep on the couch some night, you get nagged about something, quit hassling me, TC. What does TC mean? Oh, I'll tell you.
Are you gonna look it up with Google's?
TC Sid.
It means Taishi C. He's from Dunny Super.
I was going with TG Sid, but TC Sid.
So Amazon's making the God of War series. So thankfully that'll be a little graphic because they don't shy away from that stuff.
Oh, you don't want Disney to make a God of War
if
series?
If it's half as good as Reacher, then Disney wouldn't, right? Because that's just not their platform. Disney Plus is supposed to be family friendly.
Yeah, they won't make that. But Amazon makes The Boys, which is very graphic.
Super graphic. Like sometimes I like watch a show and I'm like, this is disturbing. Even I think like The Boys is disturbing, so I'm just like, wow. You know, that's
Well, I'm sick. I'm a
lot.
sick. I'm a sick fuck, so I enjoy it.
If it's half as good as Reacher, then I'm in. Even though I really give two CRAPs about God of War. Ellie's on the couch.
Boy,
so.
I say boy.
I was gonna say, like, if we just start bleeping ourselves by spelling it out, it'll be funny.
Well, that's welcome to life, little kids. Oh, they can't spell.
Well, a lot of people really enjoyed the latest God of War.
Right, but it's a departure from the formula of God.
I did
right.
I don't see the big hype from it. I'm sure the story's okay, but it just looks like every other game that's out.
It's just that the fact that there hadn't been a God of War game up to that point. I think it came out in like what 2018. There hadn't been like a new God of War game in like 10 years. So that was
that kind of leads into what I was talking about, where certain games come out and they have such a wide impact on the scene in terms of their success that you see what happens when they get like emulated or with their own spin. And the new God of War was essentially their spin from Breath of the Wild.
Yep. Pretty much.
Because it was the same thing. So it was that questing, fighting monsters, whatever, from like, and then going to this more open system, just like Zelda did. Oh, okay, God of War.
Yeah, this might work.
We'll do our own God of War take on it, but it's that same evolution. And I watched some YouTube video, listened to it really, a couple days ago, where a guy was talking about why Western developers are really mad about the success of Elden Ring. And TLDR, it's basically just because Elden Ring goes against so many Western gaming conventions and tropes. Western companies don't like taking risks, so they keep going. They keep going back to the bank. They know what's going to sell. Like, this is what worked. This is our formula. It's very formulaic. That's why you see a lot of very similar titles. And why Ubisoft is basically the same game over and over again.
Yes, like music.
Super like music.
And new music. 70s and 80s, it was very experimental. Now you have this game that doesn't hold your hand, doesn't have quest markers, doesn't have anything obvious, right? Gets you into the game, has no real tutorial other than like super informed gameplay, right? And which is really an evolution of Super Metroid.
Yeah, I can see that.
All the FromSoft games are evolutions of Super Metroid. It's such a huge influence. But Super Metroid was designed that way because of system limitations more than anything else. So they had to use creative ways of getting you to learn what you were supposed to do and putting secrets and things. So beyond that, Elden Ring, like, it's crazy. It's just 15 plus million units now. Like, nothing's selling like that.
It's sold.
So not only are they, not only are they like, holy crap, like this goes against all conventions we know for what's going to sell. Like, it's should be just a niche game, but it's just so, like, it took 5 years to make this thing, so it's going to take a while for it to have that big of impact. But you'll see a lot of games in the next couple of years that are mid-production that they're gonna
switch it up,
push that direction, which I am all in for. I've been saying for a while that I am sick and tired of starting a game and having to go through 2 hours of them tutorialing me before I can actually play the game. Like Elden Ring, you fire that thing up, you're playing.
That's how games should be.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to play a game. You don't want to play a game where you're playing it for like 5 hours, and I feel like myself, I haven't even left the Shire yet. What the hell? And it's not in a good way.
Right? For the love of God, let me out of Midgard. Having a Shire though.
Don't worry. For the love of God, let me out of Twilight Town.
Exactly.
The worst offender of that was Dragon Quest VII. Like, that game, I think it was like 10 hours before you got into your first battle.
That's the game I gave back. I took it back the same day I bought it.
It was not
I said
good.
I want this.
It was not
I've
good.
been playing this for hours. I haven't done a thing.
No. It literally was just like, God, it was just such a slog. I think it was one of the first games that I actually felt like I was really, really super bored playing was Dragon Warrior 7. I was like, God damn, when are we getting to the fireworks factory? Or fireworks factory, I mean, when am I getting into a battle? When does the game start? That's an example of not leaving the Shire for 7 hours.
Think about like the real big single player games and campaigns and things you've done and things that have like really made a mark in the last 4 or 5 years. And one thing they all have in common, they get you into the dang game as quick as possible. They know their gameplay is a strong point and a selling point. It's like, here, Breath of the Wild, you just wake your butt up. And there you go.
Whatever you want.
All right, you're awake. Go find out what happened. Elden Ring is very similar. Oh, you're awake. Oh, you got killed. Here's how it's going to happen.
And that's pretty much like the backbone of like any Souls/Sekiro game is that they pretty much like start you off with like a small tutorial. You're like, here, you just do this, and oh yeah, by the way, big giant boss.
Oh, anything FromSoft. FromSoft's always been that way since Armored Core 1. The tutorial in Armored Core 1 was you just getting your butt whipped with no. They don't tell you what the buttons are. You have to figure it out, and then says, "Oh, congratulations, you're a Raven." That's PS1. That's FromSoft's always been that way. That's just their ideology.
I think it started in the PS2 era. Is when they really started doing those long tutorials. Like I was.
Because
I was trying to think back.
The DVD. We got all this space now. Look at this. We can make it accessible and all this stuff. It's like,
The most recent game that I remember them having a long tutorial was probably BioShock Infinite. But that one not as bad as like Kingdom Hearts 2, I guess.
Yeah. It's like a book that takes too long to get going, or a movie that takes too long to get going. It's just like, dude, you sit down and you have like, I got 90 minutes time to play. I'm not spending 85 of them getting to the point where I can press the trigger.
It's like, can I? No, you can't do that yet. I thought this was the tutorial. Aren't you supposed to tell me that the right trigger is shoot? Why you didn't give me an instruction manual?
And there are some modern games that get you into it pretty quick, but it's not a lot.
Yeah, I think skipping the tutorial nowadays is the equivalent of just not reading the instruction manual, because there were so many times as a kid, I'd just be getting right into a game. It's like, you don't read the instruction manual? I'm like, I'll figure it out as I go along. That's just how I do.
There's 4 buttons. What do I need to figure out?
Yeah.
Like, B does this, A does this. Okay.
I got it.
Going into it now.
I'm pretty sure
right
starts pause.
Sorry, just my attention span. As soon as I got home from a GameStop, or as soon as the game was given to me, I was just like going right in. Boom. It couldn't contain my
they
excitement.
didn't even give you the instruction manuals when you rented it from Blockbuster.
Yeah, I looked out a few times and had instruction manuals with a few Blockbuster games, but it was very few and far in between. Even then, I didn't fucking read them. Of course, there was one time I think I rented like a game and got Awesome Possum instead. I was like, fuck it. I don't feel like taking this back. I'm just gonna play Awesome Possum.
What?
Sega Genesis, Awesome Possum. We'll play it one day on stream. It's pretty awesomely bad.
I know the name. I was just trying to picture it in my head, and I did.
Yeah, some douchebag at working at Blockbuster just put the wrong game in the case, and we rented it, and I was just like, shit, this isn't the game that I wanted. I wanted Awesome. I got Awesome Possum.
What game were you trying to get?
I actually do not remember. I just remember Awesome Possum.
And when did you have a Sega?
Oh, believe it or not, instead of Super Nintendo, I was a Sega kid.
What's with me?
I was a Sega kid too. I didn't have SNES.
I just was a Sega kid just because I like playing all the freaking wrestling games on it, like WrestleMania, the arcade game, WWF Raw, and Royal Rumble, which we played that a few years ago. Those games were not good. Not good by any stretch of the imagination. I just loved them as a kid because I got to play as Bret the Hitman Hart and anything else going like... Or I used to actually be Vader and drop Vader's big ass on people.
Yeah, the arcade games were good. And
Back.
the MK... Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed. Nah, just finish your thought. He'll come back. You're like, MK what?
The Mortal Kombat games on Sega Genesis were better than the SNES counterparts.
Because Sega
And
does
they
what
just did a
Nintendo don't.
really good job. Sega did a really good job in the early 90s advertising. So it was cooler to have a Genesis than it was to have SNES. Of course, they completely scrapped their marketing budget when they moved to like the Dreamcast. So
The Saturn. Also the Saturn. Let's not face facts here. How many people actually owned a Sega Saturn? Because no one even knew that console existed, based off of Genesis' success.
Nobody had one of those
yeah,
at all.
it was.
I knew one person.
Not me.
Not I. My next system after Genesis was N64.
Does the
And that
32X
was
count? Because I had a 32X before I got a PlayStation, and I actually
It
had to like
counts.
put the metal prongs in the damn Genesis and just stick it on in
counts.
there.
It counts if you had Sonic and Knuckles.
The Sega system. Yeah, so the Sega CD.
God, can you imagine having like a fucking
CD.
Can you imagine having a Sega Genesis hooked up to a Sega CD with a 32X? That system was so expandable. Like, I'm like, oh my god, this thing could last forever if you could put all this shit on it. I'm like, no, it doesn't, because it's like it only has certain limitations to it. But god damn, that was cool back in the day to have, you know, the CD hooked up with a 32X as well. It's like, god damn, I got a super powered console.
It was like 7 curse words in 2 sentences.
Bleep, bloop, blop,
He's really
blomp.
bloop bloop blop bloop bloop.
He's the best blomper we know. Blomp. 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 Blomp.
I think I got a headset.
Blomp. Blomp.
Chalk that up to the swear jar.
I'm gonna be rich. Keep doing this.
Yeah.
Raise expense.
A quarter for every
All right, Ray.
swear.
You owe me a quarter. Times 50. Yep.
And we'll take that in dollar bills, please.
So what's that, $12? Oh, look at this! What's up, buddy?
As he came in drooling.
Yeah, he's always
Don't worry, I drool when I sleep too, buddy.
A
When I
lot.
sleep. I wake up in puddles.
Mouth agape.
Yep. So we'll have a lot to talk about. So look forward to that. Go ahead, like and subscribe us. See us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us if you're following us on Podbean or your favorite podcast.
Click this
Listening
pod,
device app.
click that pod bean.
Click that Podbean
You want to click
slash
the bean?
iTunes, whatever.
Click that bean. Subscribe.
Go out, get some fitness, get some gaming.
Yeah, I'm getting right to it right now.
It's a wonderful
Very
combo.
stretched.
And then enjoy the meats. All the meats. Get that protein.
Meats and sweats.